Hello and welcome. I am Marie from mariehayden.com. First thing I want to explain is that I have been going through a detoxification for about the last 2.5, 3 months. And I have my water on hand with me because I apologize in advance. I probably will be coughing throughout this video because I don't have any editing experience and I just want to get the information out to you as quickly as I can. So one of the things that I have learned in my detoxification is that I have had an accumulation of halides. Now you ask, what's a halide? Bromide, chloride, and fluoride. So fluoride, what do you get asked to have every time you go to the dentist? Something I never, ever gave my children. Would you like fluoride today at your appointment? Sorry for the high-pitched voice. Very early on, I took out fluoride in my own life. And when my girls were born, I don't know about some of you moms out there, but I became big mama bear and I wanted to do as many things possible to make sure my kids had a really healthy upbringing. And so I never had them take fluoride. I can actually remember even them being teenagers and being at the dentist, because sometimes I would just, drop them off and they'd go have their clinic. And they'd be like calling me, Mom, they want me to take fluoride. I'm like, no, you don't take fluoride. They're just trying to get more money out of you. And you do not require fluoride. So anyways, fluoride in your toothpaste at the dentist can also sometimes be in your water, depending on where you live in the world. Chloride, well, was an avid swimmer. So in the pool, you're going to have chloride. You're also going to sometimes have bromide in hot tubs and in pools. And sometimes in people's drinking water. Where I live right now, I just learned this in the last 24 hours, that bromide is in the water system. So lo and behold, I realize I've got these halides that have accumulated in my body. And how I know this is that as I'm going through all this detoxification, I ended up with these little sort of like bumps, but they weren't like itchy. At first, they accumulated right here underneath my bra line. And I kind of thought, maybe this is just like an irritation. I know I've been really down and out, whatever. Maybe something rubbed the wrong way. But then they started to go like all over my body in terms of like they're on my abdomen. I don't think I had any on my arms, but they were on my legs or my backside. And then it was like, pulling my hubby, what's this? And then of course I go and I look into this further and find out that this is like an acne-like substance that is coming from bromide, the halide bromide. And so now I'm like, perfect, learn one more thing. Thank you, body, for talking to me. So the iodine that I had started taking a while ago purged these halides, which also helps purge heavy metals, which also helps my thyroid, which is why I want to take it in the first place. And so I want to encourage you all, because iodine is something that is super controversial, but if you follow the money, you will find again that Big Pharma is totally behind this. And I even tried to take iodine in the form of kelp many years ago when I first learned about my thyroid. And what I learned is that I started to get these heart palpitations. But I had so many other things going on with me that I was probably having the heart palpitations, probably not even from the kelp and the iodine. So I ended up taking other thyroid supplements that always, that always had a little bit of iodine in it. So when I started taking Lugol's, it wasn't a huge jump for me. So if you can find yourself, and this is on Amazon, okay, it's super easy to access and it's not very expensive. You can get 2%, which if you're really freaked out about taking iodine, start with your 2%. I certainly went that route. 5%, or if you want to go all in, 15%. If you're toxic, meaning you know that you could be exposed to heavy metals, you could have had exposure to these halides, then I would start off with just a couple of drops of the 2% and just see how your body does. That's how I started off. I was up to 8 drops of 2%, and that's when these things started presenting themselves. So you know that even a small amount is going to be sufficient. And whatever you don't use, not only is your thyroid absorbing it, but your breast tissue is absorbing it, other parts of your body absorbing it, and then you'll just pee it out. So you can take quite a bit and not have any issues. So that's number one. I want you guys to start taking some iodine. And if you want to follow that up with some other great reads or some great YouTube videos, check out Dr. Elizabeth Bright and Dr. Sarah Myhill. And there's one other gentleman in Michigan. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm blanking on your name. You know what? If you Googled a doctor in Michigan who's written a book on iodine, I'm so sorry that I am completely blanking on your name, but maybe I'll write it into my description later. Those 3 people are amazing. Hi, sweetheart. And they will definitely show you the way on how to utilize Lugol's the best. Some people suggest taking it in the morning. Some people say take it at night when you're going to bed. So really, it's completely up to you. I will also say you want to get an adequate amount of sea salt, some really good clean sea salt in your diet, because when you do, then that's going to help your thyroid absorb the iodine better. But let me tell you, if my thyroid, which I do now know from these halides, is being blocked because these halides will actually sit in your thyroid and stop your thyroid from working properly. So by me detoxing and getting rid of these halides, I'm freeing up my thyroid to take in the iodine properly, which means I'm going to benefit greater from having a good thyroid function. So the salt is going to help the upregulation and holding the iodine in. The iodine is going to help purge the halides and also the heavy metals. And then the next thing is ascorbic acid, vitamin C, and vitamin D. Now, 6,000 vitamin C in a glass of water, you could sip all day long. If you prefer, which is more my preference, you take the vitamin C, you put it in your water, or you swallow the capsules if that's more suitable for you, and you drink that down immediately. Now, I've gone back and forth. I'm an intermittent faster, so I have gone where I take it first thing in the morning and then I'm in a fasted state. I've also taken it at night. Going through this whole coffee cough nonsense, I've been taking it throughout my whole day. I've been taking probably about 3,000 every 2 hours along with my vitamin D. My vitamin D, I've been taking in a drop formulation. I'm still on the fence whether or not I like it or not, but I just put some on my hand and I lick it and good to go. And I do have K3, K2, vitamin D3, K2, all in one with that. So we've got the Lugol's iodine. We've got having some really good sea salt and not just your table salt. I want like some Celtic or some, the United States, they use a lot of Redmonds. I'm near Portugal, so I love the Portugal sea salt. And then you're going to have your vitamin C or ascorbic acid, super inexpensive, as well as your vitamin D. Now your vitamin D, you can also take 10,000 of that. I combine C and D at the same time because I've been told that they bind well together, so I do take them together. So all in all, if you could jot down those few products and start incorporating them into your diet, and I don't even want to go into that word diet per se right now. I just want you to experience these little products, and then we can start diving into healing. These first few protocols should start giving you some indications of things that might be going on in your body. So not unusual to all of a sudden start getting a cough, postnasal drip, tickle in your throat, sore throat. You might get a rash. You might get these acne bumps. You might get a variety of different symptoms. I certainly have had my fair share of symptoms in the last bit that I'm combating, but this is allowing me to come completely carte blanche to you, no filters. This is me. I am live going through it right now, detoxing, dumping oxalates. That's a whole nother discussion. I'll get onto that in another video. So thank you so much for joining me and learning about how you too can start detoxing. And I wish you all the best. If you want to send me a message, you can send it through www.mariehayden.com. Have a blessed day, and until next time, ciao, ciao.